Hey everybody, welcome back to With All Due Respect. We are your hosts. I'm Ryan Shead. That's Marcus Flowers. Brother, how was your break?
And I'm going to tell you, it wasn't as great as I wanted it to be because I had the flu/COVID, whatever the heck this thing that's going around nowadays. It was just bad. It was bad. It was down for the count on Christmas Day. Wasn't much better on New Year's Day. So now you're getting Flowers in recovery mode in the athletic gear. So
we kind of had the same thing. We had a couple that didn't make it to Christmas because they're like, yep, nope, we're done.
It's all over the country, man. So
it was. So hey, if you believe in medicine, go out there and get your flu shots because everybody's getting sick.
Yeah.
But speaking of sick, let's dive right in. It's been a few weeks. We're happy to be back with y'all. Wish it was on some happier circumstances, but the news cycle's been cycling as usual.
Just not the way it seems to work out for us, isn't it, brother?
Every time we're about to get on, we get some breaking news. So, but this isn't the kind of breaking news anybody wants to report on. So we've had a Minneapolis driver shot and killed by ICE during an immigration-related operation, is how the DHS is calling it.
Right.
Now, do we have that video?
I think Keith has got that one.
I caution you all. This is disturbing.
No! Shame! Oh my fucking God! What the fuck? You just fucking, what the fuck did you?
So it's been confirmed that the driver didn't make it. She's dead. And
gunshot wound to the head.
Yeah.
Pronounced dead at the hospital when she arrived. So
I think it's important to show that video because I don't know how many times I've seen, cops trying to get a car, 2 or 3 cop cars ram them, try to get them in and they still get out. And they manage to apprehend those people without shooting them in the face.
Right.
I have to say, it feels like this may be due to ICE having zero hiring standards and any real training requirements for the people that they're sending out in the streets to do their Gestapo work. What do you think?
I think that's, and we've had this conversation before, Ryan, where, we talked about deploying National Guard into cities, and how policing is not the same as being a soldier, and how the soldiers in the Army, you only have so many people who are trained law enforcement, and now you're getting that. You're seeing this same thing with these ICE agents, and you see all these commercials talking about, oh, come on and join ICE, and you'll get up to a $60,000 bonus.
But we can't pay teachers.
And you're putting these guys right out on the street, with little or no law enforcement background.
And a lot of them are in bad shape.
And I'll, toss that into it as well. But you're putting them out there right away, dealing with citizens with, like I said,
they're not trained to deal with that
background. Exactly. And you're getting these outcomes where people are getting shot in the face in Minneapolis. I mean, prayers go out to the family of, I'm going to
37-year-old woman.
I'm going to call her
37-year-old woman.
They
definitely victim.
They call her the whatever they want to.
Well, they said she weaponized her vehicle. So I ask you all, was she actively trying to run over an officer in that video? Because if somebody runs up to my car, jumps out of a car and starts grabbing my door handle, telling me to get out, I'm not automatically going to stop. You know, I mean, would you want your wife or daughter to stop for that?
Yeah, they say the woman allegedly weaponized her vehicle attempting to run over our law enforcement officers in an attempt to kill them.
Bullshit.
That's what Homeland Secretary or Homeland Security spokesperson Tricia McLaughlin said in her statement.
Tricia, you're a liar.
We just watched that video.
Oh man.
Not really that's not how I would have described it, but again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not law enforcement. We all saw it. You take from it what you will. I'm not going to tell you how to think about it, but I'll tell you what I think.
I would love to. Yeah, I would love to
in the
tell you how to think.
George Floyd, in the wake of seeing, officers kneel on people's neck, seeing officers shoot people in the back.
And I think it's worth noting that Minneapolis mayor
a different way. That's just me.
Oh, for sure. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey,
a non-lethal way. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, no, exactly. There was no reason in that moment for them to shoot her. They had her license plate, like, I'll see you later. We'll be stopping by your house. Like, you didn't need to shoot the woman. But I like that the mayor is demanding that ICE leave the city immediately. He said, the presence of federal law enforcement agents is causing chaos in our city. And now American citizens are being shot.
I'm not sure if we have that press conference.
Do we have it?
Where he said, Keith, do we have that?
No.
We don't have it. So,
but
I mean, basically, what I wanted to out of our city because you're here causing chaos. I mean, that's
the whole point. Chaos is the point.
That is the point.
It has been the point since day one. And I also want to talk real quick about repurposing buildings. If you ever drive around your city, you see the old Kmart's, you might see an old Home Depot building. I'm going back to the 90s, Builders Square. Some of you remember those. Point is if you drive around, there's these big buildings that are empty and nobody's using them. And Amazon, instead of repurposing buildings like this, they just go build their own brand new stuff and, with the best of new everything. So now ICE has come up with a great idea to start warehousing detainees in some of these buildings. And they're planning to hold up to 80,000 detainees on American soil.
And some of these prefab warehouses that are, not being used, I guess.
Could you Amazon possibly characterize those as camps?
You could.
Just throwing questions, We talked about the training and something that our team,
good friend Jessica Anderson, just sent us the video in the
chat.
In the chat, Jessica's got the video of the mayor.
Hey, Jess.
Saying get the fuck out of our city.
Yeah, I'd love to see that if Keith can grab that.
Keith, I mean, I want the audience to see.
Because he's not the only one. He's not the only, mayor, governor telling, the federal government, get the hell out of our state. Get out of our city.
I felt his pain when he was saying that. He was like, I mean, enough is enough.
How do you answer that family?
Out of here. Yeah.
As the mayor, he's got to answer for that. He's got to pick up the phone and call that family and say, I'm so sorry. Because Donald Trump's not going to. He's not going to call that family and admit that his ICE agents just shot her in the face.
Of course not.
So it's going to be the mayor of the city or the governor of the state that's going to end up calling and saying, I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, lawsuits are probably coming.
Oh,
again,
get the $50 million check
I'm
ready.
Not a law enforcement official, even though I came from a family of Leos. But I feel like there could have been a different outcome there.
I feel like that's a safe assumption.
Safe assumption. Yeah.
I
don't feel like I'm going too much out on a limb.
No, I don't think you're going too hard there, bro. But the part that got me was they grabbed the door handle, like instantly trying to get that person. It's like, damn. And it made me think our team here knows what happened over break, but some of our listeners, is probably going to be news to you. The FBI stopped by my house December 18th. And it was the same weekend that AmFest was happening. But I think Keith's got this video. Before we go on to that, let's watch this mayor tell us how he really feels. Or did I get that wrong, Keith? Keith's gonna kill me.
Hey guys, we're just getting back from break and getting into it. So
yeah, we're all yeah. It's definitely Christmas and New Year hangover for sure.
There's little I can say again that'll make this situation better, but I do have a message for our community, for our city, and I have a message for ICE. To ICE, get the fuck out of Minneapolis.
Yes, sir.
We do not want you here. Your stated reason for being in this city is to create some kind of safety, and you are doing exactly the opposite. People are being hurt. Families are being ripped apart. Long-term Minneapolis residents that have contributed so greatly to our city, to our culture, to our economy are being terrorized, and now somebody is dead. That's on you. And it's also on you to leave. It's on you to make sure that further damage, further loss of life and injury is not done.
I mean, nothing to add? No
thanks
notes?
to Jessica Anderson for providing that.
Thanks, Jessica Anderson.
Appreciate it. Newly elected representative in the state of Virginia. Congratulations, Jess. We've got to get you on the show and talk about
been consistent for years.
The
it's
job
nice
that you're getting
ready
off to do,
Yep.
Thank you for everything you do, Jessica.
And everybody else too. I know if you're feeling anything like me right now, then you are feeling distraught, disappointed, alienated by our own country, angry, seeing our allies abandoned, embarrassed to see every other country, including Russia and China, to come out and say what we've done is wrong. When you have dictators coming out and saying,
we're getting condemned by Russia and China now.
Yeah,
that's where we are.
Legit dictators are going, ooh, that's
cringy.
Yeah,
to use the word
I think we fucked up. So I need people to pay attention to what's going on, and that gets us into our next topic, which is actually me. I had the FBI come over on December 18th, and I'm actually trying to find the one tweet because it is so relevant to what they called me for. So they came by the house, and I believe Keith has them walking up to the house. I want you to see how they're dressed. So this is the one agent. And he tried my door first. Did you see? He actually reached and wiggled the door. You could hear it in the video. It's like, why are you trying my door first, dude?
They look like me right now, like they just left the gym or something.
Right? Like she's got capri jeans on. He's got a t-shirt and jeans. And then I don't know if I sent the video, but you can see the cars they drove up in. They're in separate vehicles. They're in their civilian vehicles. I'm like, what is going on here? So this is them leaving. So as soon as he gets in the car, he calls me and leaves me a voicemail. So because as my wife is dealing with them at the door, I was in our gun safe getting our guns out because I had no idea who they were. So once he calls and leaves a message, says he's FBI, blah, blah, blah. I call him back and I decided to record it. And I'm kind of glad that I did. So I'm going to have Keith just play the last part. So I call, he picks up, says his name's Todd, doesn't even say special agent, just says Todd. I'm like, yeah, you called Ryan Shead, and he starts going into why. And so I'm going to have him play the video, and I have the tweet up here that he cites, and I'm going to read it to you because it's still up. It wasn't a threat, and it never even got a violation. It got 177,000 likes, though, which I think is what pissed him off. So go ahead and show them the conversation I had with this FBI agent, if you would, Keith.
Yeah. What I guess sparked you to post those? And
well, what are you specifically referring to? What made you come out to the house that alarmed you so much?
Yeah, so we got the information from X, and so
what statement sent you to my house, sir?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I know. What statement? Can you read it to me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I got several that were forwarded to us. One was Kyle Rittenhouse mentioned he was going to the America Festival later this week, and you said you can't wait to track him down.
Okay. That warranted you showing up to my house?
And then another one, you mentioned that he's the face of a coward, pure evil.
Yep, that went off for 177,000 likes. That went viral. I see why they're upset about it.
And then...
Do you have any threats that I made against him?
And then you said when someone shoots and kills ICE agent after trying to pick them off in the street.
After they kidnap people off the street wearing masks with no warrants. Yes.
I'm with shooters, so just so we're clear.
Yep.
Yeah. So what was your reason for posting those? What?
Freedom of speech. Kyle Rittenhouse is a piece of shit. He's a murderer, and he got off with it. Anything else? Oh, I got a few questions for you, actually, sir. How did you get into my gated community without a code? And then why didn't you show my wife your badge when you came into my home? And then why isn't your phone number that you called me from listed with the FBI in any way, shape, or form? And then you're driving a white truck, wearing a t-shirt, and I made no threats. You came here to intimidate me. And you know what's funny? I've called you guys 3 times for them doxing me and saying they're going to hang my black wife, and you guys have never shown up to take care of us, but you show up for that piece of shit. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Yeah, have a nice one.
No.
As you can see, I waited to make sure he acknowledged that he heard everything I said before hanging up on him. Look, I laugh, but this is serious because
it is.
As a lot of left-wing people have started posting, the FBI is collecting, making lists of those of us on the left that are out being critical of ICE, of Trump, of his agenda, anything. So this is confirmation that it's not a joke. It's happening. They are showing up to our homes over nothing. Like all the posts they talked about, I didn't even get a violation online for them. And a lot of you know how sensitive this stuff is. So let me read the one post that he said. I'm going to read it word for word for you. When someone shoots and kills an ICE agent for trying to pick them up off the street in hoodies and jeans with no warrant, I'm siding with the shooter, just so we're clear. And today, I'm siding with the woman that got shot in the face by ICE. A little different wording, but you get it.
Let me take us back a little while ago when Republicans and the MAGA crowd were always talking about free speech, and they couldn't say what they wanted to say online on Twitter because they'd get canceled or anything like that. A lot of their speech was hate speech, and they were truly making threats. A lot of them,
for sure.
But the fuck your feelings crowd is now all of a sudden in their feelings.
Tell them, bro.
And they're nowhere to be found when now this administration is coming after people for actual free speech. It's not hate speech, maybe a little salty, maybe a little spicy.
But that's the point.
But now you get the FBI showing up at your door.
Yep.
Because someone doesn't like what you said, or, Kyle Rittenhouse, I guess, felt like he was in danger.
Oh, he hadn't even blocked me. He was still engaging me for a week after that.
There's no threats issued. I mean, this is a guy who should be in prison for murder. Let's be
for sure
clear about that. But he's walking around. He's a free man.
And me posting the videos of him a week or 2 weeks prior to the shooting saying he wished he had his AR so that he could shoot people. That was what really ticked him off, because I started ratioing him in his own comments with that video. And then he started talking about his new wife, and I started posting the video of him beating the shit out of a girl in a parking lot in Kenosha. So they didn't like it because I wasn't going to sit back and allow them to remake this kid into the next Charlie Kirk, which, in case you guys hadn't noticed, that's their intention. They've realized that Erica Kirk is not going to work. She does not sell as the grieving widow. Okay, so she's out. So who's left? They need somebody that they can control, that's dumb enough to just, regurgitate whatever.
For me, it's the constantly rewriting history thing that they attempt to do. I mean, we're in the wake of January 6th, and you got all these people talking about, they're still saying it was a peaceful day and that it wasn't a riot. And
seeing that
really,
that was rough. That was rough. Yeah, I had to turn my phone off after a while yesterday.
They're constantly trying to rewrite history, and we're not going to allow it. We're going to keep reminding them.
And I'm going to tell you what I did yesterday. I went to the social media pages of people like Michael Fanone, Harry Dunn, the people that are still out here pushing back and fighting 5 years later, that have been mercilessly and unjustifiably attacked by the right because they were there doing their jobs. The gentleman that shot Ashley Babbitt, they say that he's a domestic terrorist, and he was a law enforcement officer doing his job. Now, granted, I think the fact that he was a black man definitely kind of didn't sit well with the Ashley Babbitt fans, but whatever, we digress.
And the Trump guys.
The point being, it's become very evident to me and everybody else with a brain, that all the projection, all the accusations of, Biden's coming after us, he's using his DOJ to go after Trump, blah, blah, blah. It didn't matter how well they wrote those orders. It didn't matter how many T's and I's they crossed. The Biden administration was never going to convince these people that Trump did the things that he did. And once again, prior to January 6th, the anniversary, I think like 4 or 5 days prior, you have Jack Smith, that they released the video of him saying, "Oh no, absolutely, Trump was the person that did that." He spun him up. He sent him there. 100%.
I'm still a little salty that Merrick Garland drug his feet for so long to get that going.
Little salty,
because we wouldn't be dealing with this now. But
no,
I digress.
No, that's a very good point. We have to point out our failures here too. We were so concerned with looking like it appearing to be political, retribution and manipulating the election, that we were too scared to do it. And it's like, we had a responsibility.
I say it was paralyzing for Merrick Garland.
But it wasn't just him.
He wasn't really the guy that I wanted to see become the AG. I wanted someone like Sally Yates, who I think would have.
We needed somebody with. I don't know what the right word is, but we needed somebody with a
sense of urgency. Who understood the moment and what was going on.
Yeah,
I think not saying that Garland didn't understand the moment, but he was paralyzed by the politics of it and its smelling of politics. Yeah. Which, two things can be true at once. It can feel political, but it can be absolutely true that this man broke the laws. Yeah. He incited a riot. I still feel like it was seditious of him, but
100%.
Guys who got charged with seditious conspiracy, I think Trump should have been right along with those guys. And
a felon pardoning felons
like Sam Hemphill, who go up on Capitol Hill and take accountability, didn't take the pardon that Trump dangled out there for the J6 rioters. And
that was powerful video.
Yeah, I mean, and she's walking the walk to redemption.
Or testimony, I should say.
But you still got those others out there who are,
but she's one of the only. And can I just say, per usual, it's either a woman or a woman of color coming out and standing 10 toes down and being like, no, I was wrong. And what he's doing now is insane.
It takes a lot. Yeah. First of all, it takes a lot to say I was duped. I was fooled.
Absolutely.
I drank the Kool-Aid. I fell for it.
It's the hardest thing for me to do.
A hard thing to do because, you know, there were probably a lot of people who she loved and admired and respected who brought her to that worldview.
Yep. 100%.
And got her into that MAGA echo chamber, whether it be Fox
News. It was her environment. 100%.
OAN. That's a hard thing to turn away from. And I tell people that all the time. So I get it. But come on, people. How many more examples do we need of Trump and this administration really sending this country down the toilet and down the drain before you guys finally wake up and admit, or wake up and say, hey, look, this ain't what I signed up for.
Yeah,
you know, which
this ain't working for everybody.
If we're really being honest, a lot of them signed up for the racist shit because he says the things out loud that they want to say out loud.
Yep.
But like Stephen Miller said, you know, this is the real world.
It's his real world.
But it's not the real world the way you think, because those people don't come out in public and behave that way.
Not many of them.
Not many of them.
Yeah.
Not many of them.
You know, speaking of the ridiculous things that Trump has done, I wanted to bring up real quick the pardons, because outside of the January 6th pardons, and again, it's ridiculous that we're letting a convicted felon and fraud pardon anybody, but here we are. He pardoned General Michael Flynn in his first term.
Mm-hmm.
And I bring this up in the context of Mark Kelly.
Absolutely.
I'm going to talk about Kelly in a second, but I want to finish this point. Michael Flynn was credibly accused of helping Russia and having interactions with Russia that could or could not have influenced the 2016 election.
No, there were a whole bunch of things there. He didn't.
And there was other, there was other shit.
There's all kinds of stuff there.
So go
not credibly accused of. He was actually doing that shit.
Yeah, he was. I'm trying to, let me put it to you this way. Just go on Google or your ChatGPT or whatever and just say, show me General Michael Flynn pardon document and read it. No. And then tell me that we should be doing anything to Mark Kelly. Like, Mark Kelly, my senator here in Arizona, who I voted for, did a video with 5 other representatives and said that our active duty military had a duty to not follow unlawful orders. Now that's a fact.
It's basically stating UCMJ in your oath verbatim.
I read, if you go watch the video I did that day, 2 days ago, I literally reread the oath. And at the bottom, why it does say you take orders from the president, then it's in the same sentence. It says, according to or in accordance with the UCMJ, and I think it said something else after that.
Constitution. The Constitution is the law. So
that's what we raised our hand to. Honestly, when I gave my oath, I raised my hand to you people listening.
You swear an oath to the Constitution. You swear an oath to the law.
Yeah.
Of the land.
Our country. The premise of our country.
I state your name. Solemnly swear to support and defend the Constitution.
From all enemies.
All enemies.
Foreign and domestic. And I would make a solid argument that we are dealing with some domestic terrorists right now. We got a woman that just got shot in the face by law enforcement that I'm pretty sure didn't have much training. So, and then we could probably start discussing the well-organized militia part of the Constitution. But again, we probably digress a little bit. Mark Kelly
There's an article out just yesterday or the day before about these ICE agents not having training.
Yep.
And being out. Now, that's what I was citing earlier. And it's showing, guys. It's showing.
And I think there's an argument
like the one that we just watched, and the outcome is lethal.
Yeah, that was beyond excessive in my opinion. Look, guys,
in my opinion, there could have been a different outcome.
Yeah, definitely need to say my opinion, but
you don't have.
But in my opinion, January 6th was an insurrection. So, here we are. Look,
it wasn't just our opinion, and a lot of people's opinions.
I think people share our opinions.
Got prosecuted.
Yeah.
There was indictments, there were prosecutions, there was sentencing.
Yeah.
There were people in jail until Trump got back into office.
Until he got a pardon. But the reason I wanted to focus on Mark Kelly a little bit, not just because he's my senator, but the precedent that this sets.
Yeah.
And that's part of the goal of this, by the way, is to send a message to vets like myself and Marcus who have pensions. Exactly. Because they're going to be like, oh, well, I don't want to lose my pension, so I'm going to be quiet. That's what they want. They want to keep us in control. And Mark Kelly told him to piss off.
And, if you really look at the situation, what they were talking about doing before, when this all got started, is, oh, yeah, we're going to bring him back onto active duty and court-martialing.
Yeah, now it's just a strongly worded letter.
And so after their own little investigation or whatever,
after somebody said,
this is my opinion once again, Hegseth was like, well, what's the thing that we can do and get away with? Oh, yeah, we can reduce him in rank. And
that's the way those conversations go. What's the worst we can do? Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We're reducing you in rank for your pension, and we're going to take some of your retirement pay, which, let's be honest, folks, he's going to get it back.
Oh, for sure.
He'll get it back.
Because if a Democrat, whoever gets voted in as president next, which I'm guessing will probably be a Democrat after this debacle, they need to undo everything Trump did. Yeah. And one of the first things is going to be undoing all of the punishments that they did on soldiers, the transgender soldiers that they forced out. Like, they need to make all that shit as right as possible. Of course, we can't take away the life issues that it caused and the pain and the emotional whatever, but we can make them financially whole and try to compensate them in some way for that. And I would rather make sure that our veterans that got treated like crap by our government are taken care of than keep sending money over to other countries. So hopefully we can manage to do that first. And with that, I wanted to pivot to Governor Tim Walz a little bit.
Let's talk about Tim Walz.
It left me feeling disappointed. And I'm speaking strictly for myself here. It feels to me like we are allowing another good man to be run out of our party.
We've seen this play out so many times.
So many times on our side, man. And it's like we're doing it again. And you want to know what really upsets me the most? Not just that we're losing Tim Walz from the game, but also that this has also turned this Nick Shirley kid into an overnight celebrity. Yeah, and he is the one that they are giving credit for this, and Elon Musk is projecting it. So, I talked about Kyle Rittenhouse. He is not viable. They are figuring that out again. They brought him to AmFest to see how viable he would be. He is not. So now they're moving on to Nick Shirley.
Went from like 400 to 400 million views or something like that overnight, thanks to Elon or whatever.
Oh yeah, Elon was posting it every hour and had all of his bot accounts doing. It's like, no shit, it blew up.
But it was a lot. So
it was a ton. But again, I was watching it real time. I was watching who was amplifying it. I'm like, oh, of course it went viral in that community. Like it's being projected by all of them. But again, the kid's been debunked. Like most of this stuff was already being addressed. And then he comes out and posts videos saying that they were videos of Venezuelans celebrating. And it turns out that it was a video of people in Miami celebrating with Venezuelan flags. And like he literally was like, see, these people are celebrating Venezuela. Don't let them tell you that people aren't like. And then he puts an asterisk and was like, oh, apparently this video is in Miami, but still, it's like, oh no, dude, you didn't just misspell a word. Like you literally lied and pushed an agenda. And then when you found out you were wrong, instead of deleting it, you left it up so that you can continue getting it's just insane what we are watching happen. We're watching good Democrats being run out of our party. We're watching American citizens being shot in the face by ICE while they claim they're cleaning up immigrants. Meanwhile, 99.9% of the people that have been arrested by ICE have a shorter criminal history than Donald fucking Trump. So how about you guys go drag his ass out of the White House before you go out there trying to pick people up off the farm or at work or drag them out of their house or shoot them in their fucking car? because I'm getting really tired of this shit. And if you haven't noticed, the entire world war that we're possibly looking at right now is literally happening because you put a literal fucking felon, an adjudicated rapist, and a dude that tried to overthrow the government the first time and has managed to convince 70-something million people that it was just a tourist visit. And now the reason that he wants to tell people that they have to accept orders no matter what is because he plans on giving unlawful orders.
Yeah. What more is there to say? I think you hit the nail right on the head.
So with that, let's start talking about Venezuela.
Missed the part where you surround that felon with a bunch of sycophants and yes men and women.
Yeah, there's
exactly
no
what he says, knowing it's the wrong thing to do, but they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So,
and they're going to do it because of the things we said, because they're worried about losing their pension, worried about losing the GI Bill, worried about losing VA benefits at the hospital. Like, these are the things that if people go against, they may lose temporarily, you know, until somebody fixes it. And so these are the precedents that are being set. And why we are watching this, we are also about to watch Donald Trump deploy more troops into foreign countries over nonsense, over oil, over minerals, over political favors. But you want to know what none of it's about? The safety of the American people and what's best for our country.
It ain't about America first. Let me tell you that, ladies and gentlemen. It was never about that. It was never about that. Because if it was America first, you wouldn't be going to Venezuela to depose a leader. And let me say
Get
this.
spun up, Marcus. Come
Maduro. I'm just going to say the guy's a piece of work.
Yeah.
Brutal dictator, destroyed the economy, stole an election. He did all the bad stuff that they're claiming. Maybe not to the extent that they're claiming with the drugs, but that was an excuse to go in and get him.
Yep.
He's a bad guy. Nobody's going to mourn him not being in power.
Nope.
I'm certainly not. I don't think any other Democrats are.
Nope.
I don't think many
I don't
Venezuelans
hear anybody
are.
praising the guy. Like, I don't hear anybody praising the dude.
So let's not get things twisted. Two things can be true at once. He could be an asshole, and we can break the law, international law, and our own constitution by going in and deposing him, using military force to take him out of his country. Those two things can be true at the same time.
And also, what we also need to remind some folks of is that I've seen people comparing Hussein and bin Laden operations. Here's the big difference between those two operations and what happened in Venezuela. Number one, when Hussein, we got him, we had been kind of, trying to capture him for years, whatever, but there was a big debate about foreign policy on if removing him from the equation would actually be good for the region. And unfortunately, I think in hindsight, most of us can agree that it actually wasn't. Removing him actually had the opposite effect, which was more division between the Sunni and the Shiite. So
it created a power vacuum, and we could never get a government stood up. I mean,
and here we are. Right?
We didn't take him out of the country, and the idea was to turn him over to the Iraqi government,
and which we did,
and then prosecute him, which I think was a bad idea for them to execute him the way that they did.
Martyred him.
They could have put him on trial, taken him to the international.
He was already old. Put him back in that hole you found him in, and just leave him there.
Yeah. Take him to the Hague. Let him be tried at the Hague for war crimes.
Yep,
crimes against humanity.
But again,
I mean, I was there on the ground when it happened. So
I was gonna say you were probably there.
I mean, I actually went to the prison where he was being housed. Talked with. And again,
I'm so glad you said that last part. We, the United States, never removed Saddam Hussein from Iraq.
No,
he was like I think 20 miles or so from Baghdad at a place called Camp Kruper, and so that's where he was. And then we handed him back to the government after like a year and I think 2 months.
Eating Doritos. He loved Doritos.
Yeah,
and
So
happened with our guys.
So again, we didn't take him out of the country, and we didn't put him on trial. Okay, so now let's move on to Bin Laden. Osama bin Laden. We had literally been looking for this dude for like 10 years. Like, we've been looking for him since 2001. I believe it was 2011 when the operation happened. I could be off a year, but so he goes in, gets him, doesn't let Pakistan know, and they get a little upset. But outside of that, there really wasn't too many people that were like terribly upset that we had gone in and done what we did. Now, again, here are the two really big differences. One, that particular operation had been in the books for 2 years under the CIA. They had been trying to find him and were able to flip a carrier that had been bringing supplies to the house, and were able to eventually follow him back to where he was. So they used somebody, found him, whatever. So when we got that information, instead of doing what Trump does and posting it on Twitter, Obama kept it, internal and did what he did. Now, here are the other thing. Obama had been involved for 3 to 6 months in making decisions, speaking with his military generals and figuring out when the best time and what to do and how to avoid civilian casualties. He was involved in that. He didn't do it himself. He listened to his generals, he let them do the plan, and he let them carry it out. And outside of the helicopter having to be blown up because it went down, it went pretty freaking smooth. And then the part I loved was, I remember I was in Detroit, living in Michigan, and we sat up and waited. It was like 11 o'clock at night before Obama came to the mic that night, because he wanted to make sure that they brought him back to the ship and that they got positive identification that was indeed him. So instead of coming out and being like, oh, we got him, instantly, even though it was already starting to be reported, of course, that's why we were all sitting there watching the TV. He waited to
I was in Afghanistan at the time, so.
But I love that the president waited. He didn't, he didn't jump the gun. He didn't make any statements that weren't true. It was very matter of fact. It was like, we've got him. He's dead. We've confirmed it. On to the next. But give us your take.
And everything Ryan's saying, I agree with 100%. Facts. And to be fair, there is precedent for going into another country and getting a leader. I mean, we did it with Noriega. We did it with Hernandez, the guy that Trump just pardoned. Who else did we do it?
Sorry.
Guatemalan president, Alfonso Portillo. There's precedent, but it still feels illegal. We didn't do it the same way. I mean, we're talking when you've got 2 aircraft carriers and battleships sitting off the coast, and you're flying in 150 aircraft, helos, F-35s, what have you. That's a full-scale invasion. Yeah. You're going into a president's.
Yeah, they didn't send in SEAL Team 6 to secretly just,
And I'm sure the CIA.
Like, we knew about it while it was happening.
and there's probably, what is the Delcy Rodriguez, the vice president, who's the president now of Venezuela. Yeah. She might have been working with the CIA. I don't know. Don't know that for sure.
That's possible.
How else do they get all the intel to know his every move and where he's going to be, when he's going to be there?
And that would explain why she's demanding him back too.
There had to be some inside,
for sure,
dealings there. Some intelligence.
Again,
apparatus doing some things, but hey,
there was no reason for us to do this.
This just doesn't seem like it was legal at all. And the charges that, or the things that they were talking about to justify it, when you look at this new charging document, a lot of that shit was left off. They're not saying those things in the charging document. And MAGA, for you guys who, like to parrot everything you see and hear on Fox News, go look at the charging documents. And then go back and pair that up with all of the talk that they were talking about, how he was a member of this cartel and he's running all these cartels and fentanyl and cocaine.
Cartels that don't exist, by the way.
Cartels that don't exist. I can't remember what they were calling the cartel, something of the sun, cartel of the sun. Turns out that's not a cartel.
Yeah.
It's some corrupt Venezuelan government officials, but it's not a cartel. So, yeah, look at the charging document.
It's insane.
We'll see what
we're attacking veterans, honorable veterans. You know, Mark Kelly was a literal astronaut pilot, and you're attacking him in favor of a freaking draft dodging clown. Like, come on, y'all. This is and now on top of it, with everything else we've got going on, apparently we're gonna go take Greenland.
Yeah.
When's the last time you remember basically being threatened by NATO?
Let me tell you, the PM in Denmark, she is pissed. She is not having it.
Oh,
and she's saying, it's not even the quiet part out loud. She's saying, she's telling the truth. If Trump attacks Greenland or tries to take it over, that'll effectively be the end of NATO.
It would be.
She's not the only one saying it.
No.
Other European
NATO basically
even our Canadian neighbors are saying the same thing.
Like we said,
Trump, that's been his wet dream for a while to get rid of NATO. He's finally found a way to do it.
Yep. And who is helping him in that endeavor? Who else is scared of NATO?
Oh, Putin, of course.
There you go.
Xi Jinping. They're all like, yes, do it. Get rid of NATO.
Because the minute NATO's gone, he's in Turkey.
Not just
or
Turkey.
Poland.
He's in Poland.
Poland?
He's in Poland.
Sorry, I don't have a map in front of me. Don't judge me.
Continue to roll.
Don't judge me, people.
Continue to try and roll Ukraine. Go into Poland. Now you got a war on your hands with Europe because he's invaded Europe at that point. You know, so places like Hungary, which they'll go willingly.
Let me ask you this, so we can refer back to this at some point. What do you predict is going to be the outcome with this whole Maduro thing?
Nothing good. This is just the beginning of it, brother. I mean, this is just the beginning. It could turn into a protracted war in Venezuela. Whether or not it will, because they don't even want the opposition party. Now, I did forget to mention that when I said he overthrew an election or decided that he was going to stay in power, the Trump administration doesn't even want the people who won that election to run the country.
No,
he said he was going to run it, but
can't even run this
Rodriguez,
country.
Who's the vice president, who's acting president now. She's not a fan of the United States. She's a Maduro fan.
The country's not a fan of what we did either.
Yeah.
Don't listen to these people. Like the majority is not happy with what we've done.
No, you got when you think about how many Venezuelans are in America or how many Venezuelans are part of the Latino electorate, it's like 1%, like less than 1%. So all this talk about, Venezuelans everywhere are so excited about what the United. No, they're not. No, that's bullshit, guys. Yeah, they're not.
And
you got some people who hated Maduro, who think it was good. I think
a lot of people don't like it.
I don't opposed. Yeah, I mean,
I just don't want to see our country.
Maybe not this way, but
I don't want to see our country, break laws.
We've been down
the way that we are. Like, look, guys, I know during war times
and you want regime change, or removing a dictator. We've been down that road and it never works out.
It never does the way we think it does. Like there's a lot of truth to the enemy, sometimes it's better to keep the person that you know and can predict and those kind of things and somewhat keep under control, minimize the craziness. Sometimes that's the best we can do. And unfortunately get people with big egos that think they can solve problems and really all they do is create more. And yes, I'm talking about Donald Trump because
Donald Trump and Stephen Miller.
Dude, Stephen Miller, that dude's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
They're talking about doing it in Iran. They're talking about taking over Greenland.
Oh, they're going to try to take as many countries as they can.
Yeah, it's
and what does that sound like to you? By the way,
this is just the beginning. They're trying. They're trying to be dictators.
Like 1945, 1942. Like, go read up what was going happening
on back in those days.
I mean,
what were we doing in the late 30s, early 40s?
Yeah, it sounds a lot like the history books I've read.
Yeah,
but maybe my reading comprehension is less. I don't know.
We were vehemently against this in the 30s and 40s.
I am proudly anti-fascist, and I'm against fascism. If that's a bad thing, guilty.
I guess we found Antifa right here. These guys.
Exactly. But Ukraine, the final thing I want to say about Ukraine, and really this goes for every conflict, but particularly Ukraine, they keep talking about Putin wants peace and, they're going to find this peace deal and Trump's trying to make a deal. Donald Trump should have walked in the room and looked at Putin and been like, stop trying to take their land, take your fucking troops home, figure out a better economic deal between the two of you, and shut up. But that's not what's happening.
It's never going to happen. These don't get me started, man. You know how many times I've heard
I know we only got like 10 minutes
I've heard people tell me, oh, but Trump's done all these peace deals and he's the peace president. And
most of them have failed.
All of them have failed.
Has all of them?
Yeah, all of them have failed. So
I knew like at least 80% of them. It was like the first 4 he did, I think, were done within 2 weeks.
I was like, come on.
It was again, everything this
only
dude
drank Kool-Aid, and it's
it's because they never go back to find out what happened after the deal was signed.
Once you got that talking point that you can run with,
you can run with it. And the news cycle is so rough that they get away with it a lot of the time, unfortunately. Like, speaking of getting away with things, and we're gonna end the show on this one. Yesterday was the 5th anniversary of January 6th attack on the Capitol, and of course, I was thinking a lot about the few people that we lost related to that. Brian Sicknick. I was thinking a lot about Harry Dunn, Michael Fanone, all the people that showed up in front of Congress and sat there and told us their experiences, how it affected their lives. And I thought a lot about them because I feel like we have let these people down and we have failed them, because here they are still being attacked and being told that what happened to them didn't really happen and it wasn't as bad as you think or you say, and you just don't like Trump. It's like, no, he got a taser to the neck and damn near died. Like, we all watched it. Like, that's not hyperbole. That's not a joke. He didn't exaggerate. We literally watched it happen. And so to now see Ashley Babbitt lifted up as some kind of martyr or hero from that day. Like, chick had a red backpack on that was packed full. Nobody knew what was in it. Michael Byrd, the officer, had a gun pointed at her for a solid 20 seconds. And literally you had people going, gun, he's got a gun. And then she keeps going through the window and he shoots her once. Not 5 times, doesn't unload the clip, doesn't even leave his position.
Yeah.
He did his job. He did it honorably, and he did it without excessive force.
That tells you that man did not want to do that.
He didn't want to do it. He didn't. And if you go look at the interviews that they've done with him, you can tell he's not happy about it.
No.
Most people don't like taking a life. It's not something they want to do.
I'm gonna tell you, just discharging your weapon
at somebody, towards somebody,
whether you kill that human being or not,
there's the intention.
It does something to you. It does something to you.
Yep.
Being in that,
the best
I've
way
described it in ways that I've lost a piece of my humanity.
Yeah,
coming back from war after spending a decade in combat zones. That's how I've described it to friends and family, that I lost something. And it took me years to realize that I wasn't the same person that I was before.
Yeah. Best way
2002,
I ever had
2003 to 2014.
Yeah. It's a lot, man.
Completely different person. The old Marcus, that guy, is gone.
Yeah, man. The best way
to get back close to where I used to be. Still not the same guy. It does something to you. To actually take a life, it's devastating on it, because that is not natural for us.
No, we're not built for it. It's like parents aren't supposed to bury their kids.
Exactly.
You're not. you're not mentally prepared for that because that's not the circle of life. They bury us.
You
It's
lose
not supposed to
something
be.
when that happens. So
Yeah. But the best way, I had a friend who he was a ranger, and he told me, he said, every time I pull my trigger, he goes, I lose a piece of my morality and my humanity. And I just went, damn. And he's like, and he elaborated. He said, because every time you pull the you know what you're doing it for. Yeah. He's like, so, he's like, you lose a little bit of yourself, some people may have described it differently, of saying that they become numb to it. You probably heard that a lot. And what that is just
numb. It's just like a feeling of flat. You become flat after so much of it. You
can't keep losing humanity every time. You gotta, at some point, you gotta figure out how to justify it up here so that you can make it back home. Exactly. And those are the things that a lot of people don't have to deal with. And
thank God,
thank God,
don't have to deal with that.
But because they don't have to deal with it, they don't understand. They don't understand the psyche. They don't understand what it does to a person's, honestly, our identities as just a person. Because
couple that with the fact that a lot of us came back, thought we were doing good things when we were over,
and then you find out,
and come back later and learn, wait a minute,
no weapons of mass destruction, nothing.
We weren't doing this for the reasons we were told we were doing this.
Kind of like if you're going into Venezuela and you don't let members of Congress know, but you let the oil companies know,
then maybe it's not about the drugs.
Maybe it's not about the drugs.
I don't know. What do I know?
Yeah, I don't know, man. We seem to be right quite a lot on this show, unfortunately. I wish,
too many times.
I hope in 2026 we can be wrong more. That's what I hope for 2026.
People keep telling me there's not gonna be an election in 2026, and I say there is gonna be. So I'm hoping I'm right there, and hoping they're wrong.
Yeah. So. But with that, I just wanted to remind everybody that we still have the Epstein files, which I think we're sitting at like 1 or 2% released at this point. So
don't forget about those.
Yeah, we can't forget about that because there's still a bunch of sexual predators to be held accountable. And I wanted to, real quick, before I tell you where we can go, I just want to say to all you Mick Foley haters out there, I've been seeing y'all post about him since he decided to leave WWE, whether it be temporary or permanent, because of their interactions with this administration, Donald Trump. If you are upset with him, you didn't know anything about Mick Foley outside of the ring. Mick Foley, when he retired the first time, one of the things he started donating his time to were women who were sexually abused, domestic violence. He would literally stay in chat rooms and chat with people who were feeling like not being around anymore. And he would stay up with them all night to make sure that, they'd get through the day. And so one of the reasons he doesn't support Trump is because he has literally spent 2 decades plus helping women who are victims of people like Trump. So if you're surprised by that, you weren't a real fan. You didn't actually know the dude. No. Maybe go learn about him and what he does and the things that he stands for before you start judging. Because what Mick Foley actually did was he actually put his money where his mouth is. He didn't just go online and put a tweet out. He said, no, I left the company over this. I'm losing money over this because I believe this is one of those moments. And our military, unfortunately, is being faced with one of those moments where they're going to have to choose between the benefits they get and doing the right thing. And the thing I'm going to tell you as a veteran is do the right thing, because you will be reimbursed the money. You will get your benefits back. You can't get your fucking humanity back.
You can't.
So
we're talking about honor, principles, selfless service, sacrifice. These are all the things that we talk about. Our core values.
Service before self, excellence in all we do.
Yeah.
So with that, brother, you got anything you want to add?
Gotta stay vigilant out there. I mean, we got a lot going on. There's a lot of hurt going on in the country right now. People are struggling still. Affordability, it's not a hoax. We're all dealing with it. These guys are taking childcare and TANF and things like that away from states
5 states.
5 states right now.
Just Democrat-run states, of course.
Just Democrat-run states, of course. California, states like California, Illinois.
It's like election fraud. It never happens to the Republicans.
Yeah. You know, the cruelty is the point.
Yeah.
So stay vigilant, guys.
Yeah.
You know,
yep.
We can do this. You know, we're in an election year, and an election year that matters because we can end the bullshit in this cycle.
Yes, we
Trump's
can.
talking about, if Democrats win the midterms, I'm going to get impeached.
Matter of fact, do we have that video, Keith?
Impeach, first of all. I mean, we won't have the Senate, so we can't get.
Listen to this.
Got to win the midterms, because if we don't win the midterms, it's just going to be. I mean, they'll find a reason to impeach me. I'll get impeached. We don't impeach them. You know why? Because they're meaner than we are. We should have impeached Joe Biden for 100 different things.
This dude is batshit crazy.
Batshit crazy. Yeah, we're meaner. Okay.
Like, dude, you guys said it was Sleepy Biden and he wasn't accomplishing anything. Now you said he's fucking evil and could have.
It's probably true that there ain't nothing sweet about me, but you know,
we're not trying to start a whole nother show. Yeah. Oh my God. So with that, I think when you have Elon Musk saying that if Democrats are in power, he's going to get arrested, and you have Donald Trump saying if Democrats are in power, he's going to get arrested, that tells me that these two individuals know that they're breaking the fucking law.
It's almost like they know it.
It's almost, and everybody around him knows it, and they're still helping him. Like, reminder, Elon Musk put out that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. Shocker, when they had their little spat. Yeah. And now he's having dinner with them at Mar-a-Lago this weekend. So Elon Musk, just wondering, if you know Donald Trump is a sexual abuser and likes to diddle kids, why are you still having dinner with him? Yeah. And on that, we'll see you guys next Wednesday at 3 o'clock Eastern. And I'll leave you, as I always do, with much love. Keep fighting, but in the eyes of everything going on, please stay safe out there.
Godspeed, friends.